753 clues have come and gone, but 26 new ones are headed your way as part of this 29th episode of Disney 100 Jeopardy. Welcome in. As always, I am your host, Bryan Perri, and thanks so much for being here. In last week's episode 28, I gave you a Final Jeopardy category on The Force Awakens, Star Wars. So I apologize if you are not a Star Wars fan, though I guess Star Wars is now a Disney property as of 10 years ago, so it's really nothing new. But anyway, hopefully you studied up a little bit. Let's check out the rules on your screen. There they are. If this is your first time playing, welcome in. If it's not and you want to cheat, go right ahead. I won't tell anyone because I will not know you are doing so. I also mentioned last week that next weekend's big episode 30 will be split into two parts, one coming out on Saturday, part 2 with Final Jeopardy coming out on Sunday. I couldn't be more excited. 51 Disney clues coming your way again. But I do have this to say. I'm going to be honest with you guys because I appreciate all the comments and I appreciate all the views. It's tough, but I'm getting my wisdom teeth taken out this week. Yeah. So please pray for me. If I cannot open my mouth and talk by next Saturday, chances are we might have to push things back a little bit. But I'm going to do my best to be able to give you 51 Disney clues and recover from wisdom teeth surgery by next weekend. With that, let's check out the categories in this episode 29. I mentioned it before. It starts off with The Force Awakens, Star Wars Episode 7. Next up, one of the greatest Pixar films of all time, The Incredibles. Third category, Gangrene. Basically, I'm going to show you a picture, or I should say a portion of a photo of a character that has to do with green. They might be wearing green, they might be painted green, they might just be born green, I guess. And you'll have to name who the character is. Fourth category is your Disney Parks category of the week, Real Ride, Fake Company. So one of the best parts about Disney rides are the fake backstories that you get to live through whenever you ride one of the famous Disney attractions. So a lot of these backstories have these fake companies that you might recognize. I'll give you the name of the fake company and you'll have to tell me which attraction it is tied to. And the fifth and final category, MCU Disney Plus Shows. There is so much Marvel content on Disney Plus now. This category is all about the shows that premiered on Disney Plus that follow in the storyline of the MCU. No, not the shows that came out on Netflix. No, not the shows that came out on, the CW or network television all those years ago. No, this is specifically about the shows that have premiered on Disney Plus and tie in to the MCU. All right, with that, it is time to kick off the Cupcake Round, the easiest round of the game. Each of these clues worth just 200 points each, so if you get them wrong, no big deal. You'll get them back in the second, more difficult round. Probably not, but maybe. We'll see. All right, let's start things off by moving back across the board. Here comes The Force Awakens for 200. Kylo Ren's name before becoming Kylo Ren. He is Han and Leia's son. His name, Ben Solo.
Ben! Han Solo. I've been waiting for this day for a long time.
Here comes The Incredibles' first clue. Edna Mode has a very strict rule about not including this clothing accessory as part of her designs. Edna, of course, says, no capes.
You can't generalize about this
Meta Man, Express Elevator, Diner Guy, Snag on Takeoff, Splashdown, sucked into a vortex. No capes. Now, go on. Your new suit will be finished before your next assignment.
Third clue of the game brings us over to Gangrene for 200. You recognize this character? Come on, guys. That, of course, is the one and only Peter Pan. I promise they'll be harder after that. Here comes Real Ride Fake Company for 200. The Dino Institute. Name the attraction it's tied to. That will be one of my favorite rides at Walt Disney World, Dinosaur at Animal Kingdom. And the final clue of the Cupcake Round belongs to MCU Disney Plus Shows. The MCU's only animated Disney Plus show. And that would be What If?
Journey to face the unknown and ponder the question.
That's going to do it for the Cupcake Round. Hopefully you went 5 for 5. Got 1,000 points under your belt. If not, fear not. Here we go with round number 2. This entire round is worth a total of 2,000 points, so let's stack them up. We start with The Force Awakens. Han Solo's first line in the movie. Made audiences cheer all across the globe, or I should have said across the galaxy. What is Chewie? We're home.
Chewie, we're home.
Here comes The Incredibles for 400. To her adoring fans, she's been known as Mrs. Incredible and Elastigirl, though in everyday life, her legal name is this. Mrs. Incredible, aka Elastigirl, aka Helen Parr.
I'd like to speak to Edmund, please. E? This is Helen. Helen Parr? You know, Elastigirl.
Here we go with Gangrene for 400. It's a little harder, but I think you'll get it. Who's this? No, it's not Crush, it's Crush's son, Squirt.
That was so cool! Hey, Dad, did you see that? Did you see me? Did you see what I did?
You so totally rock, Squirt!
Here comes a fake company from a real ride. The International Space Training Center. I will go to the grave saying this. I think it is one of the greatest attractions ever built, despite so many people hating it. The correct answer is Mission Space.
Right now, at NASA and ISTC facilities around the world, future astronauts are learning how to live and work in space. But you're here today for flight training, the most thrilling experience that any astronaut candidate will ever have.
Let's finish off the 400 pointers with MCU Disney Plus shows. This MCU Disney Plus show will be the first to feature a second season when it drops later this year. I'd argue to say this is probably the most universally liked MCU Disney Plus show so far, right? I'd put it at the top. The correct answer is Loki.
Always have been. Always will be.
Look, I was a huge MCU guy all the way through Endgame. I thought it culminated perfectly, and I haven't been big on the MCU Disney Plus shows, but Loki was great, so I'll be tuning into Season 2, featuring Tom and Ka-chow, Owen Wilson. Let's move on to the 600-point round now. We're back to Force Awakens. This name leads the opening crawl. He's barely in the movie, but his name kicks things off. Who is Luke? On to The Incredibles' third clue. The film's writer and director. Who is Brad Bird? On to Gangrene for 600. Not sure how many of you actually saw this movie, but if you did, let's hear the name of this character. That would be the main character of The Good Dinosaur, Arlo.
Come on, Spot. That's like the 100th time. Oof, how about a new game?
Back to Real Ride Fake Company now. Alpha Centauri Expeditions. And I'll be honest, this is actually tied to 2 different attractions, so you could name either one of them. You don't have to give me both. Though if you know it, you probably could give me both. The correct answers are Flight of Passage, aka the best ride ever made, and Navi River Journey, which is a ride. And here comes our third clue from the MCU. After appearing on Netflix's Daredevil, Kingpin shows up in this MCU Disney Plus show. Kingpin shows up in Hawkeye.
Mr. Fisk.
Miss Bishop.
Speaking of Hawkeye, Florence Pugh obviously had a big role in that show, and there are rumors that she might even play the live-action version of Rapunzel when Disney releases their inevitable live-action version of Tangled. So let me know if you actually want that or not, because I know people are tired of the live actions, but I'd probably buy a ticket if I'm being honest. All right, let's move on to the fourth round, 800 points each. It's The Force Awakens. When C-3PO sees Han for the first time in the film, he says Han probably doesn't recognize him because of this. He's barely recognizable because he has a red arm.
You probably don't recognize me because of the red arm. Excuse me, Printer. General, sorry. Come along, BB-8, quickly.
Back to The Incredibles for 8. In the scene where Mr. Incredible tells Incrediboy, "Fly home, buddy. I work alone," this villain escapes after robbing a vault. That would be the one and only Bon Voyage.
Bon voyage.
Mais c'est incroyable!
Fly home, buddy. I work alone.
Oui, et ta tenue est complètement ridicule!
Just give me one chance.
There's a bomb!
Here we go with Gang Green for the 4th time. Does this guy look familiar? He is from Lilo and Stitch, and his name is Bleakley.
Push that over. What are you doing?
Nothing?
Say, I want to try it on.
No!
Here comes your 4th clue from Real Ride Fake Company. Anandapur Rail Services. That belongs to the one and only Expedition Everest. Here comes the MCU for 800. The first live-action MCU Disney Plus show to follow a main character who wasn't previously seen in an Avengers movie. I said before I'm not huge on the MCU Disney Plus shows, but Moon Knight, which is the correct answer to this clue, was spectacular. I thought it was great and probably up there as my 2nd favorite, maybe, right behind Loki. Either way, that's going to do it for 20 clues. 6 remain, including Final Jeopardy. But before we get there, it is time for the overly dramatic, soundtrack-infused, completely unnecessarily spotlighted... My back cracked when I did that. 1,000 point round. Hit it. It's not a good sign when you take a deep breath and your back cracks. But either way, let's focus. Horse blinders are on. Let's tackle these 1,000 point clues, beginning with The Force Awakens. BB-8 gives Finn a thumbs up after telling Rey that his resistance base is in this star system. The correct answer is the Elenium system.
The Ilenium
Yes,
system.
the Elenium system, that's the one. Get us there as fast as you can.
I'll drop you to Panema.
Let's give you your final Incredibles clue for 1,000. The name of the man suing Mr. Incredible. I'm sorry, this scene is so funny in the movie. The name of the man suing Mr. Incredible for saving his life after jumping out of a building. Who is Oliver Sansweet?
In a stunning turn of events, a superhero is being sued for saving someone who apparently didn't want to be saved. The plaintiff, Oliver Sansweet, who was foiled in his attempted suicide by Mr. Incredible, has filed suit against the famed superhero in Superior Court.
Mr. Sansweet didn't ask to be saved. Mr. Sansweet didn't want to be saved. And the injury received from Mr. Incredible's actions, so-called, causes him daily pain.
Hey, I saved your life!
You didn't save my life, you ruined my death!
Here comes your final green character in Gangrene. Does she look familiar? If she does, it's because her name is She-Go from Kim Possible.
You were overreacting?
Overreacting? Overreacting? Me? Fire in the hole!
2 clues left on the board now. Here comes Real Ride Fake Company for 1,000 points. Eye on the Globe. Eye on the Globe was a TV program that you see snippets of before boarding the Indiana Jones adventure in Disneyland. And the final clue on the board before Final Jeopardy goes to the MCU. Along with What If, these 2 Disney Plus MCU shows are the only ones to feature more than 6 episodes. The correct answer is the first MCU Disney Plus show, that being WandaVision, and the last MCU Disney Plus show in Phase 4, that being She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. All right, 25 clues are down. Hopefully you stacked up all those points and are ready to risk them in Final Jeopardy. If you get it right, you'll be very proud of yourself for the next 7 days. If you get it wrong, it's time to study up, folks. Let's see what the Final Jeopardy category is. Monsters Incorporated. This is all about the original film. So if you didn't see Monsters University, that's okay, because this clue will be about the film released in 2001. Make those wagers. All right, time is up. I hope you wagered it all, regardless if you know anything about Monsters Inc., because it's more fun that way, right? Don't play it safe. Don't play it safe. All right, let's see what the final clue is. The Monsters Inc. tagline, which can be heard at the end of the commercial where Mike gets his face blocked by the logo. Good luck. That will do it. All right, pens down, pencils down, feathers and ink down. It is time to find out if you will walk proudly into work this week, or proudly into the supermarket this week, or if you will walk with your head down in shame. The correct answer in the Final Jeopardy category for episode 29 is We Scare Because We Care.
Okay, here I come. We're working for a better tomorrow. Today.
We're Monsters Incorporated.
Where am I? Monsters Incorporated. We scare because we care.
I can't believe it.
Oh, Mike.
I was on TV! Ah, did you see me?
So there you have it. Monsters Inc. will carry over to the big 2-part episode 30, releasing next weekend. Hopefully wisdom teeth surgery isn't too bad. If the video does not come out this upcoming weekend, it'll be the weekend after that. Just want to be honest with you guys. That's going to do it for this episode of Disney 100 Jeopardy. If you like what you saw, be sure to subscribe. Click that bell icon. Hello, bell. This way you're notified every time we come out with brand new content. I've been your host, Bryan Perri. I'll see you soon for episode 30.
Bye-bye.